Hello there. Welcome to the Burl Ives tribute Burl Jam. My name is Jaymz Bee. Burl was a friend of mine, and he would be 112 as of June 14th. 2021, which just goes to prove if he was alive today, he'd probably be dead. But anyway, I want to toast him right now, and I only a little drink, okay? I'm not going to drink this whole show because Burl Ives once said, "Strong drink giveth a man desire, but taketh away fulfillment thereof." Cheers to Burl Ives. And cheers to the Daily Bread Food Bank. Burl would love this. Burl loved food, and he would love this music, and he'd love the fact that we're all trying to raise money and awareness for Daily Bread Food Bank. I don't think we need too much awareness because we all know people are hungry and times have been tough lately. So please donate whatever you can. It would be just a sweet treat. Well, we're going to get on to the show right now. Burl Ivanhoe Ives. He had well over 100 records, 27 top 40 hits. This was back in the day when folk music and pop music and jazz and country, kind of everything was on the charts. It wasn't quite so segregated as the music is today. He's told me once he's so old that when he was young, Santa Claus wore purple. It wasn't until the 30s he started wearing the red and white that we're also used to. He also knew Harlan Sanders, Colonel Sanders, before he knew how to cook a chicken. So that's pretty cool. Now, he told me about riding the rails, and he told me stories. I've got a list here. Paul Newman, Elizabeth Taylor, he worked with them, of course, Cat and Hot Tin Roof. Gregory Peck, he became great friends with Gregory Peck. Sophia Loren, Ella Fitzgerald, James Dean, so many others. He told stories, and it was so nice to be able to actually talk to him and hear about all these things. So, like many of you, I grew up listening to Burl Ives records as a child. Then I moved on to movies and TV, and then I started collecting his records, and I actually had more vinyl Burl Ives LP records than Burl did. We got the Al Waxman fan club got together. We listened to Burl Ives records, and we decided to form BIAS, the Burl Ives Appreciation Society. We thought Burl, is like a hero in America. He did so many cool things for charity, like Al Waxman did in Canada. So we started the Burl Ives Appreciation Society. Clay Tyson, Basil Salazar, John McMartin, Bruce Scott, Chris Lang, a whole bunch of us all got together and listened to music, and we painted this tapestry. And I bought bulk tickets for Roy Thompson Hall when Burl Ives was coming, and all of us showed up. It was so crazy. Now, when we formed BIAS, we alerted the media and let them know we were coming. We went to see Burl, and Burl was surprised to see what we looked like because he thought his fans were either children or seniors. And here are a bunch of 20-somethings with mohawks and no-hawks and afros and brush cuts, and we were a motley crew. Not the band, but we were a pretty weird group. But we sang with him backstage. He just loved us. We gave him this painting we made, and it was really a weird painting. But anyway, Dorothy Ives said they're going to hang it in the Smithsonian. Burl Ives has his own wing at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington. I don't know if it's really there or not. I should go take a look one day. But anyway, before we get to the Burl, I want to remind you, please donate. It's underneath here. And please donate because if you can help Daily Bread Food Bank, that would be a beautiful thing. All right, let's kick things off with Canada's sweetheart of swing, Alex Pangman, and Colonel Tom Parker. They're going to sing My Gal Sal, made famous by that guy.
Hi there, I'm Alex Pangman.
And I'm Colonel Tom Parker.
And we're going to play a song all about My Gal Sal. This is perfect for the Daily Bread Food Bank because, as you'll find out in this song, she was always willing to share. Giddy up. Well, they call her frivolous Sam, a peculiar sort of a gal, with a heart that is mellow, an all-round good fellow was my gal Sal. Trouble, sorrows, and care, she was always willing to share. A wild sort of devil, but yet on the level was my gal Sal. always willing to share. A wild sort of devil, but yet on the level, was my gal Sal, was my gal Sal.
Hi, James. Lavender's blue, dilly dilly, lavender's green. When I am king, dilly dilly, you shall be queen. Who told you so, dilly dilly? Who told you so? 'Twas my own heart, dilly dilly, that told me so. Call your men, dilly dilly, set them to work. Some to the plow, dilly dilly, some to the fork. Lavender green, dilly dilly, lavender blue. You must love me, dilly dilly, for I love you.
Ah, Brian Craig, what a cute kid. We're going to go from a kid to someone who entertains kids. Fred Penner, what a great guy. He was on Canadian TV on CBC, Nickelodeon in the US, throughout the 80s and 90s. He picked up 4 Junos for Best Children's Album, and here he is now with 2 songs, Little White Duck, that famous kid song, and also something Burl loved to sing, Ghost Riders in the Sky. So here we go, it's Fred Penner.
Good day, friends. Fred Penner here, sharing a couple of songs made popular by, that's right, the immortal Burl Ives. There's a little white duck swimming in the water, a little white duck doing what he oughter. He took a bite of the lily pad, he flapped his wings and he said, I'm glad I'm a little white duck swimming in the water. Quack, quack, quack. There's a little green frog swimming in the water, a little green frog doing what he oughter. He jumped right off of the lily pad that the little duck bit, and he said, I'm glad I'm a little green frog swimming in the water. There's a little black bug floating in the water, a little black bug doing what he oughter. He tickled the frog on the lily pad that the little duck bit, and he said, I'm glad I'm a little black bug floating in the water. Zip, zip, zip. There's a little red snake swimming in the water, a little red snake doing what he oughter. He frightened the duck and the frog so bad, he ate the little bug and he said, I'm glad I'm a little red snake swimming in the water. Sss, sss, sss. Now there's nobody left floating in the water, nobody left doing what they oughter. There's nothing left but the lily pad. The duck and the frog ran away. I'm sad 'cause there's nobody left swimming in the water. Boo hoo hoo. And then old cowpoke went riding out one dark and windy day. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way, when all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw a-plowing through the ragged sky and up a cloudy draw. Yippee-yi-yay! yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes were blurred, their shirts all wet with sweat. They're trying hard to catch that herd, but they ain't caught 'em yet. Well, you've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire. As they ride on, hear their cry, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath he could feel. Well, a bolt of fear went through him as they thundered through the sky. He saw the riders coming hard and he heard their mournful cry, yippee-yi-yay, hey, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. As a rider loped on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul, my friend, riding on this plain, then cowboy, change your ways today, or with us you will ride, trying to count the herd of cows across this endless sky. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. Hey, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Thank you, friends. Thank you.
One fine day in early spring, I played a funny trick. Right in the yard behind our house, I planted a lollipop stick. Then every day I watered it well and watched it carefully. I hoped one day that stick would grow to be a lollipop tree. Ha ha ha, oh ho ho, what a sight to see. Me and my lollipop, 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 lolly lolly lollipop tree. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, what a place to be. He and his lollipop, 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 lolly lolly lollipop tree. Then one day I woke to find a very lovely sight. A tree all full of lollipops had grown in the dark of the night. I sat beneath that wonderful tree and looked up with a grin. And when I opened up my mouth, a pop would drop right in. Wah ha ha, ho ho ho, what a place to be. Under a lollipop, 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 lolly lolly lollipop tree. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, what a sight to see. Come on, me and my lollipop, 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 lolly lolly lollipop tree. Winter came and days grew cold, as winter days will do. On my tree, my lovely tree, not one little lollipop grew. From every branch an icicle hung, The twigs were bare as bones. But when I broke the icicles off, they turned into ice cream 'cause ha ha ha, ho ho ho, how I danced with glee under my lollipop, 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 lolly lolly lollipop tree. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, what a sight to see. He and his lollipop, 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 lolly lolly lollipop tree. Thank you.
All right, Basil. He's my old buddy. We grew up together, and we listened to that album Lollipop Tree for years. The arrangements on that record are by Percy Faith, and I think it's probably the best kids album ever recorded. Anyway, Basil will be back to do another song for us in a little bit. What's coming up now? Hey, we're going to go to one of my sister's favorite songs. This is from Summer Magic, 1963, a Disney film starring Burl Ives, and this is The Ugly Bug Ball. Now, I should mention, Tony Corrington and Zoe Adams are called Q&A. And Tony was at the very first Burl Jam in 2009. He also played at Burl's Wake in 1995. So we go way back. Here is Tony Corrington and Zoe Adams' Ugly Bug Ball.
Hey, James, and happy birthday, Burl. We're going to do a little kids number that Burl used to love to sing. And while I'm here, I'd like to mention Burl's two middle names, very unusual. Both start with I. Burl Eichel, I-C-L-E, Ivanhoe Ives. Here we go. Once a lonely caterpillar sat and cried to a sympathetic beetle by his side. I've got nobody to hug, I'm such an ugly bug. Then a spider and a dragonfly replied, if you're serious and want to win a bride, come along with us to the glorious annual Ugly Bug Ball.
Come on, let's crawl, gotta crawl to the ugly bug ball, to the ball, to the ball, and a happy time we'll have there, one and all at the ugly bug ball.
While the crickets clicked their tricky melodies, and the ants were fancy dancing with the fleas, then up from under the ground, the worms came squirming around. Oh, they danced until their legs were nearly lame. Every little crawling creature you could name. Everyone was glad, what a time they had. They were so happy they came.
Come on and crawl, gotta crawl to the ugly bug ball, to the ball, to the ball, and a happy time we'll have there, one and all at the ugly bug ball.
Then the caterpillar saw a pretty queen. She was beautiful in yellow, black, and green. He said, would you care to dance? Their dancing led to romance, and she sat upon his caterpillar knees, and he gave his caterpillar queen a squeeze. Soon they'll honeymoon, build a big cocoon, thanks to the ugly bug ball.
Come on and crawl, gotta crawl to the ugly bug ball, to the ball, to the ball, and a happy time we'll have there, one and all at the ugly bug ball. One there.
Where?
At the ugly bug ball.
Okay, now something a little bit silly. I made a home movie the first time I ever went to Burl Ives' house. Now, I'd been many, many times since, and I had my own room there. I loved sitting around talking to him for hours. Spirituality and old stories about Hollywood. We could talk about anything. He was the highest ranking Freemason. He had dusty old books in his library that I was allowed to read. He had sea lions in his backyard. They would come up on the beach and lie around. Bald eagles in his trees, because if you're an endangered species, Go to Burl's house, right? When Burl was 4 years old, he sang for the veterans of the American Civil War. His uncle shook hands with Abraham Lincoln. This guy has a lot of stories, and I loved being at his house. He also had a thing called the Johnny Horizon campaign. He would go around, I think he donated 18 concerts, all the money, to cleaning up national parks. And he had 40 states and 300,000 people cleaning up parks after he sang his songs and went around with this campaign. So what an amazing guy with a big heart. And I loved visiting his house. This is very short and very silly, but here it is. I'm off to Burl Ives' house.
Jaymz Bee, I command you to come to the West Coast, Seattle, to my establishment, so that I may show you many things. Jamie, you think this space needle is something whirling around? Wait till you see my dogs.
Unbelievable but true. I'm sitting in a taxi cab. The guy's getting gas right now because we're on our way to Anacortes. I went to the bus depot bright and early in the morning to get a ticket. I said, I gotta be there by 1 o'clock. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and they said, you can't get there from here. The old American cliche.
Jamie, I know this cab bill is pretty steep. It's going to cost you a couple $100. But I'll tell you, if you're going to see my eagles, and I usually charge people $500.
Burl, I've traveled a long way and I've been really looking forward to this. Can I see your eagle and your chickens and your dogs?
No! Nonsense! I want you to get to work now that you're here. I want you to clean that floor. I want you to bring in some wood and make yourself useful.
Oh, hey! You caught me. I was doing some Burl Jamming. Why don't I tell you about the time that I actually met Burl Ives? The year was 1992. I was with the Look people. We had this afternoon with not much to do, and we're in Vancouver. And James says, "Hey, why don't we go to Burl Ives' house?" Okay, sure. Coming from James, that's just a normal suggestion. Yeah, why not? Burl used to live in the northern part of Washington State. So the three of us packed up, went into the van, and drove across the border into the United States and paid him a call. His wife, Dorothy, was there to greet us. She made us tea and served cookies. It was very cute. And then as for the great man himself, he was in what I assume was his favorite room. And he was sitting in a big lazy boy recliner armchair with this blanket shawl over his legs and this sort of Axl Rose bandana on his head and a big knitted woolly cardigan. And he was watching a black and white movie on the TV. And he was actually very pleasant. He was nice to chat with, and he told us a dirty limerick. So that was one highlight. At another point, James unveiled his tattoo as this giant tattoo of Burl Ives on his shoulder, and so he showed Burl for the first time. I remember another poignant moment was Kevin Hearn, the great Kevin Hearn, who was the third member of our posse that day. He was sitting at the piano in Burl's house, and he's playing a little tune on the piano. I said, "Kevin, what's that song you're playing?" And Kevin says, "It's The Moon is the North Wind's Cookie," which any true fan out there will know is an absolute classic in the great Burl canon. Yeah, those are some of the memories that I have. That's my story about meeting Burl Ives, and I hope you liked it.
I can't feel my face. Oh, hello. That's terrifying. That's horrifying.
Hello! Yeah! Scaramouche, baby! Happy 117th birthday to Burl Ives. He shares a birthday with Diablo Cody, a remarkable voice. It was a pleasure to learn this little ditty, yeah, baby. Wow. Alrighty then. Let's try Funny Way of Laughing. And I'm gonna do it as sad and somber as possible. My actual name is Taylor Abrahams, but I'm hiding behind a face, much like the character in which I am playing, singing this song. It's a character, okay? I'm not feeling a thing right now. Here we go. It's just my funny way of laughing, just my funny way of laughing. Your leaving didn't bother me. It's just my funny way of laughing, just my funny way of laughing. I'm really happy as can be. If you see me with a great big smile at some party where the fun runs wild, if tears start to flow and I fall apart, please don't think you broke my heart. It's just my funny way of laughing, just my funny way of laughing. Your leaving didn't bother me. It's just my funny way of laughing. Oh, my funny way of laughing. I'm really happy as can be. If we meet on the street and a little bit of tear rolls down my cheek, please don't think it's because I'm blue or that I'm still in love with you. It's just my funny way of laughing, just my funny way of laughing. Your leaving didn't bother me. It's just my funny way of laughing. Oh, my funny, funny, funny way of laughing. I'm really happy as can be. Remember the day you left our place, how the tears rolled down my face. It wasn't 'cause you were leaving me, I was happy 'cause you were pleasing me. It's just my funny way of laughing, just my funny way of laughing. Your leaving didn't bother me. No, funny way of laughing, just my funny way of laughing. I'm really happy as can be. Happy bidet, Burl. Be careful, don't make faces, your face will stick like that. This is my face now. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. The video's over, go away. TaylorAbrahams.ca.
Well, that was very enjoyable. Just my funny way of laughing. Yeah, okay. So I have a Burl Ives tattoo, in case you didn't know that. I'll tell you more about that tattoo in a minute. That was Taylor Abrams, and I love that guy. He's so talented. While you're checking out the rest of this, and while you're thinking about the Daily Bread Food Bank, also remember to check out the artists that are participating, find out more about them, Google them up, look at their websites, YouTube pages. It's so great to follow these people, and they're such good friends. So we're going to go now to Sam Broverman. He is doing one of Burl's most famous songs, Big Rock Candy Mountain. Now, this is an old song. There are a million versions of this. I do remember Burl Ives had a version on a kid's record that was like, the buzzing of the bees and the cigarette trees and the soda water fountain and the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings on the Big Rock Candy Mountain. So that's one. Haywire Mac did it a long time ago. His version was X-rated. We're never going to do that one. But Sam Broverman has a great version of this, and it's kind of good for those purist folk people that remember this song. He's nailing it. Here is Sam Broverman.
Thanks, Jaymz Bee, for having me as part of this Burl Jam. The song that I'm going to do was written by Harry McClintock. He said he wrote it as an adolescent in the late 1890s. He recorded it in 1939 and had a #1 hit on the country Billboard chart, but then he was sued for copyright infringement, but he won. And 10 years later, Burl recorded it and had a pop tune hit with it. Let's give it a try. One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning, down the track came a hobo hiking, and he said, boys, I'm not turning. I'm heading to a land that's far away beside the crystal fountain. So come with me, we'll go see the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, there's a land that's fair and bright. The handouts grow on bushes and you sleep out every night. The boxcars all are empty and the sun shines every day on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees and the lemonade springs where the bluebird sings in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth, and the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. The farmers' trees are full of fruit, and the barns are full of hay. Well, I'm bound to go where there ain't no snow, and there ain't no fall, and the winds don't blow in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, you never change your socks, and the little streams of alcohol come a-trickling down the rocks. The brakemen have to tip their hats, and the railroad bulls are blind. There's a lake of stew and a whiskey too. You can paddle all around 'em in a big canoe in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, all the jails are made of tin. You can walk right out again as soon as you are in. There ain't no short-handle shovels, no axes, saws, or picks. I'm a-gonna stay where you sleep all day, where they hung the jerk that invented work in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain is where I met Jaymz Bee, and he took me to a sandy beach by a single malt Scotch sea. You can never get hungover, however much you drink. Oh, the fun never ends, so tell all your friends they'll be welcome here, and there's endless beer in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. I'll see you all this coming fall in the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Big Rock Candy Mountain. Love that song. In fact, it's the most popular because we've got one more short version of it. And this is from Kevin Hearn, going right into George Kohler. Burl fans are cool.
Hello there, Jaymz Bee. Thanks for doing this for the Daily Bread Food Bank, and thanks to everyone who's participating. I remember when we were in Look People together a long time ago, we were on tour and we were in Seattle, and you were friends with Burl Ives, and you invited the band along with you when you went to visit Burl and his wife Dorothy, and I'm so grateful for that experience. Looking back at it now as I'm older, what a thing for them to invite a young band of rock musicians to their home just to hang out. And it was so great. I remember Burl looking through the window up at the moon. It wasn't quite full. And he said, "Oh, look, it's as if someone has taken a bite out of the moon." And it was great. And then I was playing piano on their beautiful grand piano, and Dorothy served us chocolate cake. It was a beautiful night. So thanks for that. And I'll always cherish that memory. Oh, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes and you sleep out every night. The boxcars all are empty and the sun shines every day. Oh, the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees, the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. I'll see you all this coming fall in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. Bye.
All day I face the barren waste without the taste of water, cool water. Old Dan and I, with throats burned dry, with souls that cry for water, cool, clear water. Keep moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's a devil, not a man. He spreads the burning sand with water. Dan, can't you see that big green tree where the water's running free? It's waiting there for me and you. Cool, clear water, 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 water. The nights are cool and I'm a fool. Each star's a pool of water, cool water. But with the dawn, I'll wake and yawn and carry on to water, cool, clear water, cool, clear water, 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 water.
Hi, my name's Neil Hetherington, and I have the awesome privilege of being the CEO of the Daily Bread Food Bank. 2020 was a year like none other. It was a year where we saw individuals who needed to make use of food banks rise from about 65,000 a month to over 110,000. But thanks to you, thanks to the supporters who gave their time and their talents, we were able to rise as a group to be able to meet that challenge. And I am proud of this team who has been able to make sure that every single delivery went out on time so that together we could make sure that everybody's right to food was realized.
The role of the operations team is to oversee the inbound and outbound flows of food from the community and back to our member agencies. Thanks to you, we've been able to triple our food purchasing fund to keep up with the demands in our community.
I manage an incredible team of people who train and support our 173 meal and food programs across Toronto. At Daily Bread, we believe that food is a human right. No one should face barriers in accessing the food they need.
This year's Who's Hungry report revealed that poverty and food insecurity were growing before the pandemic and have been exacerbated since. And food bank use continues to rise. Thanks to you, we are able to advocate for solutions to end poverty and food insecurity. But we have so much more to do. We are so incredibly grateful for your support.
Hey, James here, everybody. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time, so I can't talk and sing at the same time. And so I'm making this video separate. Just to say, hey, thanks a lot, James, for including me so that I could make a little contribution to this wonderful cause that you've got with the food bank. All right. And here we go. Bum, 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 bum. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. Yeah. She sailed at the dawn. All day long I've been blue. Red sails in the sunset. I'm trusting in you. Swift wings you must borrow. Make straight for the shore. We may marry tomorrow, oh yes we will. And she goes sailing no more. Red sails on the sunset, way out on the stream. Whoa, oh, 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 carry my loved one home to me. Take her home to me. Woo, take her, send her home to me. Just take her in your arms and send her all home to me. To me. Thank you.
All right, John Finlay. I love that guy's voice. And if you don't have his album, the Soul Singer album, you should really get it. I mean, you can get it online or you can have a CD mailed to you. David Clayton Thomas said it's the best record of 2020, and I'm not going to argue with that guy. So there you go. Coming up right now, Heather Luckhart. Now, she's picked a serious song. It was the title of his first biography that Burl Ives wrote and the title of his first single, 1941. It came out as an RPM, 78 RPM, 10-inch record. And then it came out as an album, and a whole bunch of people know this song. This is a very cool version. Here's Heather Lockhart. Thank you, Heather Lockhart. All right, that song was Wayfaring Stranger. And speaking of strange, Burl Ives' career was a little bit strange, especially his Hollywood career. For example, 1958, 4 major motion pictures, all famous. Winds Across the Everglades was the first time he got to work with Christopher Plummer. Loved hanging out with him. Then Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Paul Newman and Elizabeth Taylor. And he told me that the scene in the basement with Paul Newman was the most effortless acting. He thought Paul Newman was the greatest actor he ever worked with. And then, Big Country. He won an Academy Award for that one. And he and Gregory Peck became lifelong friends. And then the same year, last one is the weirdest. Anthony Perkins was his son. Sophia Loren was his wife. And they cheated and had a kid behind his back. Anyway, you know what? That's so cool. We have to see just one scene from it. This is Desire Under the Elms.
Out of my way! You're a bunch of cows. I'll show you dancing.
Don't even do it!
Look at me, 76 if I'm a day. I'd invite you to dance at my 100th birthday, only you'll all be dead by then. I'm the only man in the party! I killed Indians in the West before you were born. I scalped them too. An eye for an eye, that's my motto! I took vengeance on them! Look at me, I can kick the branches off the tree! I beat you. I beat you all.
Oh, isn't that something? That is crazy. I love Burl Ives. Okay, so talking about his career just a bit more. In 1960, he made Let No Man Write My Epitaph. He was a drunk judge. Ricardo Montalban sold heroin to Shelley Winters and Ella Fitzgerald, and James Darren was around too. It was a very cool movie, kind of maudlin, but fun. And then 1962, that was The Spiral Road with Rock Hudson. And 1964, the stupidest one ever, that was, he played a genie. And Tony Randall was married to Barbara Eden, but Burl was the genie. And then a year later, I Dream of Jeannie hit the airwaves, and Larry Hagman did not fall for Burl Ives. They didn't cast him. They gave it to Barbara Eden. Okay, so I digress. Hey, I'm wearing this jacket. This jacket used to belong to Liberace. Burl Ives' wife, Dorothy Ives, was Liberace's interior decorator. When he died, he left her a whole bunch of stuff, and she gave me this jacket. I bring this up because Liberace was famous for singing this song by Irving Berlin, and Burl Ives loved to sing it too. In fact, he loved it so much, he sang it for the Queen of England on this Command Performance album he put out. So, we're going to hear it from Ori Dagan. I love a piano. Here is Ori Dagan.
As a child, I went wild when a band played. How I ran to that man when his hand swayed. Clarinets were my pets, and that slide trombone I thought was simply divine. But today, when they play, I could hiss them. Every bar is a jar to my system. But there's one musical instrument that I call mine. I love a piano, I love a piano. I love to hear somebody else play. Upon a piano, a grand piano, it simply carries me away. I know a fine way to treat a Steinway. I love to run my fingers over the keys, those ivory. It's for charity, okay? And with the pedal, I love to meddle. Oh, when Paderewski comes this way, I'm so delighted if I'm invited to hear that long-haired genius play. So you can keep your fiddle and your bow. Give me a piano. I love to stop right beside an upright or a high tone, baby grand. I love a piano.
The moon's the north wind's cookie. He bites it day by day until there's but a rim of scraps that crumbles all away. The south wind is a baker. He needs clouds in his den and bakes a crisp new moon. That greedy north wind, he'll never eat in Gotham City again.
Hello, boys and girls. This is a song about an old witch. Chicken my creamy crow, I went to the well to wash my toe, and when I got there the water was low. What time is it, old witch, old witch, oh, what time is it, old witch? Old witch, she lives in a ditch and combs her hair with a hickory switch. lives on nails and snails and flies, and if you go near, she'll wobble her eyes. Oh, she'll wobble her eyes. Oh, she'll wobble her eyes. Chicken, my creamy cran. I went to the well to wash my hand, and when I got there, the water was sand. What time is it, old witch, old witch, oh, what time is it, old witch? Old witch, she lives in a ditch and combs her hair with a hickory switch. Fat as a feather, but tight in the middle. When she talks, she sounds like a fiddle. Oh, she sounds like a fiddle. Oh, she sounds like a fiddle. Chicken, my creamy craze. I went to the well to wash my face. When I got there, the water was lace. What time is it, old witch, oh, what time is it, old witch? Old witch, she lives in a ditch and combs her hair with a hickory switch. Sleeps on a bed with straw and corn. When she snores, she sounds like a horn. Oh, she sounds like a horn. Oh, she sounds like a horn. Chicken, my creamy crags. I went to the well to wash my legs. When I got there, the water was dregs. What time is it, old witch, oh, what time is it, old witch? Old witch, she lives in a ditch and combs her hair with a hickory switch. As I said, she's very fat. When she walks, she jumps like a cat. Oh, she jumps like a cat. Oh, she jumps like a cat. Chicken, my creamy crags. I went to the well to wash my legs. When I got there, the water was dregs. What time is it, old witch, what time is it, old witch? Old witch, she lives in a ditch and combs her hair with a hickory switch. As I said, she's very fat. When she walks, she jumps like a cat. Oh, she jumps like a cat. She jumps like a cat.
Okay, that was a weird ending. On the original Burl Ives record of Old Witch, he laughs so hard you think he's laughing himself to death. So that's why that ending was like that. Anyway, it's weird, but it's funny. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting Daily Bread Food Bank. Please support all these artists. If you want to see more shows, check them out. I do this every month, so there's stuff online. And I do want to thank everyone who is a fan of Burl Ives and do a shout out. He passed away on my birthday in 1995, and I remember in the obituary saying, Jimmy cracked corn, and we do care. The master's gone away. Thanks for watching. See ya.